Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Bite Size Marketing Hacks. Today, we're going to talk about what would it look like for your business if this COVID-19 pandemic stretches out longer than you expected. What if it wasn't just a seasonal thing, but what if it's a long-term thing? But first, let's talk about what if it was a short-term thing. Let's do it.
Welcome to the Bite Size Marketing Hack Podcast, where you get the confidence to hack your marketing 5 minutes at a time. Hey guys, welcome to Bite Size Marketing Hacks. And like the rest of the world, we are social distancing and joining the revolution of live streaming through Skype and Zoom and everything else online. So we come to you from a whole different location, two different locations today, to bring you the Bite Size Marketing Hack Podcast, but still helping you to navigate through cutting through the digital noise, but also through the crazy upheaval of pandemic to figure out how do you thrive in the midst of all of this. So
Yeah,
welcome,
it's so
guys.
much. Love it, love it. And yes, welcome, guys. We're stoked and pumped about this opportunity, but we're also, looking at what's truly happening, the reality of what's happening. I can't really even express in words how much pain I've seen through this season for business leaders, for people who are in prominent roles within small businesses and large businesses, leaders, pastors, teachers, whoever. They're going through so much, and how can we come alongside and support these small businesses has become a priority for me and you, Mark. So let's talk about it just a little bit. What if this was a short-term thing? What would that look like?
Yeah, so I think I read this article the other day, and I think we're all, as leaders in whatever context we're in, we're trying to figure out what do we do right now. And I read this article that began to give an analogy or a metaphor to help us begin to think about this, whether this is short term or long term. And the article entitled it Blizzard, Winter, or Ice Age. And I think what's interesting about that metaphor is, I think a lot of us right now are approaching what's happening as a blizzard. We're thinking of this with our business, with our personal life, with the church that we lead, whatever different context we're in, and we're saying, how do we weather through this? How do we make sure that we're stocked up and we're stuck in our house and all this? But on the other side of this, we're going to come outside and it's going to warm up and we're going to be good. The
Yeah.
article points out, what if it's actually a winter where this is the beginning of a longer season, or even what if this is actually an ice age in which this is changing how everything will be for a
Hmm.
while, and multiple seasons
Wow.
will pass by as we are entering into a whole new larger era that may be a while before we come out of it. And I know we don't want to be pessimistic, but we want to be realistic and be prepared,
Yeah.
whether it's a blizzard, winter, or an ice age.
So true, so true. And I know for me, it's hard for me to be optimistic because we're just now leaving winter, coming into spring physically.
Yes.
So, but I understand the aspect of, businesses are literally licking their chops, trying to figure out what's the next thing. And I want to just encourage, someone out there, maybe your leader, maybe, you're in the beginning phases of trying to start something new because you just got laid off. I don't know exactly where you are, but this is a great time to experiment with new ideas. I think that's
Yes.
one great way to look at short term, sort of seasonal lockdowns like we're in right now is think about, count the costs and look at new ideas, but also look at areas that you sort of been failing to, look at in the past, and it's sort of, become something you've put underneath the rug. Start doing some cleaning, some spring cleaning in the middle of this winter season, I
That's
would
so
say.
good. Yeah. I think it's time. It's time to not just go about business as usual, but be willing to say maybe things are going to change up in this time,
Yeah.
and how do we need to begin to adjust to respond to that? And I was sharing this with you, Rashawn, the other day, that I was listening to this podcast by Damon John. He just came out with
Mm,
a new book, and he's the innovator and one of the innovators behind Fubu back in the day,
Yeah.
and
Fubu.
yeah, around the world, man, it just like skyrocketed, and
A lot of my allowance went to that man and his clothing.
oh, that's funny. He's talking about just a real timely book, like how to thrive no matter what situation we might find ourselves in. And he talks about, they went through the .com bubble burst back in the
Mm,
early 2000s, and then everything that happened around 9/11, and then later in 2008 as we had a recession. And their company has thrived and continued through all of that. But and basically casting vision and hope that we will move past this and we will continue to move forward. But
yeah.
we don't know at this point. Is kind of what he began to get into, whether this is a blizzard or an ice age, and we need to begin to plan as though this could be long term, but also have some strategies for short term.
Yeah, so true. And I've even seen this again, like in the local church and just, different things that's happening in the church world. Even nonprofits. I'm seeing nonprofit leaders do live videos. At one point they were doing events, they were doing concerts, and all these things are being canceled now. So now I'm seeing speakers who get paid for a living, traveling, doing different events and things like that are now right here digitally connecting with their people. And I think it's just so important if you're that small business, begin to, grow a brand awareness online, like begin to build your brand online a bit. If you feel that too, there's a medium somewhere for you. If you're an audio guy, get on podcasts. If you're a video person, do some live videos, engage your people, Instagram, Facebook, wherever, TikTok, jump on there. It's just no greater time. That's what I think, Mark.
Well, I think
For
you're right on, and I think what you just highlighted is like one of the Blizzard strategies that,
yeah,
and to respond to this immediately, so many people are doing it already. Some haven't, though. You've got to
yeah,
jump on and begin to address this in to your people directly, and live video is a really effective way to do that, so that
so true.
I mean, because some people I've seen to contrast that are just pumping out some of the same content, and they haven't even acknowledged that it's happening. And
Yeah,
so that's kind of a problem because it like almost becomes tone deaf to the needs and challenges facing your client.
at this moment, that's really good, Mark. I love that. And it's not a, do you think as of right now it's a time to sit back and sort of chill, or like when is that cushion, that time where like you dig in as if you were going to work? Like I'm trying to think through, because me personally, I want to see this as a 30-day vacation, but realistically, I know it can't be. Like I can't take time off. Although you can find those rhythms, you sort of got control of your schedule a bit more and different things like that. But I think it's so important that business leaders know how to, now set up a healthy, sort of boundaries. Now having their kids at home. I know many business leaders have their kids at home,
Yes,
the wife at home. This is a whole new season. There's probably marital conflict. There's all kind of things probably going on
all of it.
because
Yeah.
it's just a new season. And I think every aspect of, enduring through this time is going to take setting up proper boundaries, even the work life boundary.
That's
So I
good.
don't know.
Yeah, for those working from home, I mean, that's what you got to do is find a way to
Yeah.
find that balance. I've seen several different companies that are scrambling right now to figure out how do I keep my business going through the midst of this, and how do I make sure that I'm still connecting with my potential
Yeah.
customers and clients. I saw an
Mhm.
ad just yesterday from Burger King that I thought there was a interesting principle to be had in there. They started out the ad, and maybe you guys have seen this, but they started it out by saying, "We know you're not thinking about us, but we're thinking about you."
Oh,
They go on and talk
nice.
about their delivery service and that they're going to do free delivery of their product, which, I
Oh,
think that's
wow.
smart because across the nation, they're one of the non essential businesses. So
Mm.
this could be a major hit for them. And they may have those like really loyal customers who are thinking, like, oh, I've got to have my Burger King. But then
Yeah,
there'll be a
so
lot of
true.
others who are like, I didn't drive past them today. I didn't even think about it. So they're connecting with their customer right where they're at. You're not thinking about us, but we're thinking about you. We understand
I
your
love
pain,
that.
and you can get free delivery right now.
I love that. Hey, this is the time they stand up. Stand up. You know, a lot
Yes.
of businesses aren't doing it. I don't even think maybe Chick-fil-A doing it. Maybe they're just doing catering. But hey,
Yes.
Chick-fil-A, my favorite business. I haven't heard them tell me they'll deliver yet. So
Yes.
good job, guys. uh,
That's
but
awesome.
man, again, I think just like what you're saying, Mark, I think it goes back to what we started this conversation with. It takes sort of experimenting, through this season, through this time, but also, sort of addressing the areas we've felt to address in the past. Like it's a good time to, clean up parts of our businesses we've been neglecting and, really spring clean a bit. That's what I think will be a great benefit for whoever's out there listening today.
Yeah, and so there are some things that we've got to do to make sure that we're connecting with the long term customers of our business, especially. And I think a lot of businesses are hurting right now who haven't developed a an email list or developed some way to
Yeah.
communicate with and stay connected with their long term regulars, because if they don't even know who those people are and they haven't built that system, there's no
Mm,
way to say, hey, we'd love to give you a great deal to keep your business
yeah.
right now. So
So
uh,
true.
there's some things that businesses are scrambling to do, and
Yeah.
that's for the short term. But also, we use this analogy of the blizzard and the winter, and maybe we can do that in our next podcast episode. But
Yeah. Let's do it.
not only like how do you begin to respond now, but how do you, if this is going to change things over time, how do we begin to adjust to
Mm,
marketing effectively over time with our business?
wow. Ooh, I look forward to the next episode. Let's do this.
All right. Well, anything else for today?
Just to close out, you know what I'm gonna say. Get started, even if it's in the four doors or the four walls of your own household. Get started. And we're encouraging you guys, rooting you on. Stay encouraged. Keep your eyes off coronavirus and look up to the hope. All right, look up to the
Yes.
hope that never runs out.
That's it. That's
That's
it.
it.
And I think I just want to reiterate something you already said, Rashawn, of like uh, we might be tempted to just feel really focused at home and
Yeah.
be trying to scramble through how do I adjust to working from home or being with family, or some people don't have a break and it's like they got to figure out their whole business. Um,
Yeah.
but at the end
Wow.
of the day, like there are people out there who need reassuring and want to hear from you that you are aware that they're dealing with
Yeah.
challenges from this. So I like just
Yeah.
that basic strategy of jump on a live stream and begin to talk to your people
Mm,
directly, be
so
honest, be
true.
real, and that will
Wow.
ease people's fears, but also show that you're aware and that you've got something to lead them forward with your products, with your services. So,
So good, Mark. Whew, that's good. All right, guys. Well,
okay,
we'll see you next week
that's it.
or
See you
next
next week.
time.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe, and visit us at bitesizemarketinghacks.com for more resources and episodes that will help you hack your marketing 5 minutes at a time.